Have you ever felt completely and totally lost in the dark? Well, today we're going to dive into a chapter from the Quran, Surah Ad-Doha, which was actually revealed during a moment of profound personal crisis. And what's amazing is that it's not just some historical text. It's a really powerful, timeless message of hope.
To really understand the power of this message, you first have to feel the sheer weight of the despair it was meant to heal. You see, divine revelation had paused, and in that silence, the Prophet Muhammad felt an anguish so immense that according to one narration, this was the thought that actually crossed his mind. He felt completely, utterly abandoned.
And this gets to a deeply human question, doesn't it? One that really goes beyond time and faith. When you feel forgotten, when that silence from above is just deafening, how do you find your way back to the light? Let's explore the divine answer that was revealed in that exact moment of crisis.
So, what was really going on here? For a period of time, the revelations the prophet had been receiving just stopped. And this pause, this silence, it grew into this crushing spiritual weight. He started to question everything, asking, "Oh Allah, what happened? Have you deserted me?" This wasn't just a moment of sadness. This was a true crisis of the soul.
Okay, so before we get to the divine response, there's this fascinating concept we need to wrap our heads around: the power of deep reflection. To truly grasp what's happening in our lives, especially the really tough stuff, we can't just look at the surface. We have to learn how to dig deeper.
Think about it like this. Imagine someone slips on the snow. The first question is, why? Easy answer, right? The snow. But a reflective mind keeps going. Snow isn't always slippery, so why? Because it melted and then refroze into ice. Okay, but why is ice slippery? See how that works? This process of just repeatedly asking why actually trains our minds to look for profound wisdom, not just the simple surface-level answers.
And this is exactly the kind of thinking the Quran invites us into. It's not a book that's meant to be read once on a surface level. It's actually designed to be revisited, to be pondered, and in doing so, it transforms its reader into a deep thinker who keeps uncovering more and more secrets with every single layer they peel back.
So, with that mindset, with this idea of seeking deeper meaning, we can finally turn to the divine message that shattered the silence. After that long period of darkness and doubt, this surah arrived as a direct, powerful response.
It opens with these two incredibly powerful oaths, setting up this immediate, beautiful contrast. It swears by the brilliant light of morning, which is a symbol of clarity, right? Of hope, of a brand new beginning. And then it swears by the stillness of the night, acknowledging the darkness and the quiet that had caused so much pain. It's like it validates the entire experience before it even begins to heal it.
And then comes the heart of the message, this direct, crystal-clear reassurance. The very fears that had been plaguing the prophet's mind are addressed head-on. God is basically saying, I have not forgotten you, I have not abandoned you, and I do not hate you. I mean, what an incredibly powerful and personal affirmation that is.
But the message goes even deeper. A key interpretation of this isn't just about the afterlife. It's a promise about constant progression. It means your future will always be better than your past. Every single coming stage of your life, of your mission, of your development, it's all going to be an improvement. It's this fundamental statement about moving forward, never backward.
So when you put all of this together, what you start to see is that this chapter isn't just beautiful scripture. It's like a practical divine formula, a kind of therapy for the heart, specifically designed to pull anyone out of despair.
This divine therapy has 5 really clear steps. You start by seeking that light and finding reassurance. Then, you move to remembering your past blessings, then serving others in the present, and finally, actually vocalizing your gratitude to reinforce that positive reality. It's a complete recipe for spiritual and psychological healing.
So how does this therapy actually work in practice? Well, right after providing that initial reassurance, the focus shifts. Instead of letting the mind dwell on the current pain, it directs it backward, to remember all the times that God was there. It's a really powerful cognitive shift designed to pull you out of that bubble of despair.
And notice the technique here. God doesn't just say, hey, remember the good times. He prompts the memory with very specific examples. Remember when you were an orphan and I gave you a home. Remember when you were lost and searching for answers and I guided you. When you were poor and I made you self-sufficient. Each one of these questions is a powerful reminder of a past hardship that was overcome with His help.
But this therapy doesn't just stop with internal reflection. That's not the end of it. The next, absolutely critical step is to turn that healing outward. It's a command to be social, to connect with people, and to engage in acts of compassion and charity. Why?
because healing yourself so often begins by helping others.
And this is where personal pain is transformed into public purpose. The memory of being an orphan isn't just for comfort, it becomes the direct motivation for a divine instruction. Because you know that pain, you have to make sure you never inflict it on another. Protect the orphan. Do not turn away the person who asks you for help. Your past struggles are now the very source of your empathy.
And finally, we come to the last step in this divine formula, the one that really completes the healing cycle. See, it's not enough to just feel gratitude inside. The process is only completed when you make that gratitude an active vocal practice. The command is explicit. Report the favors of your Lord. Talk about your blessings. Now, this isn't about boasting. It's a therapeutic act. By speaking about the good things in your life, you reinforce their reality in your own mind and in the world around you. And that completes the cycle from despair all the way back to hope. So, we're left with this question. This chapter gives us a timeless blueprint for finding a way out of the dark. It reminds us to look for reassurance, to remember our past victories, to serve others through our own experiences, and to actively speak of our blessings. It asks every one of us to consider, in our own moments of stillness and doubt, where is our morning light just waiting to break through?